Big question, how would you increase your chances of finishing well this year? And companies, everywhere they are, they do 4 things. Number 1, they get clarity on their goals. Number 2, designing an action plan. Number 3, they take action. Number 4, they monitor results. Take any plan that you have in your life, apply the same principle. There's no way it's not going to happen.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.
It's a great pleasure I have constantly to be in your face because I'm a man on a mission, and to inspire you to take the decisions you need to take, particularly as we wrap up another year. Big question, how would you increase your chances of finishing well this year? By the time we were doing this recording, the year, we've done 316 days in the year, and it's 49 more days to go by the time we're doing this recording. And big question, how did the 316 days go? And how will the remaining 49 days of the year go? If life was an exam, and I would ask you to rate your life this year, how would you rate your life over 10? Would you give yourself a 4? Or 5, or 6, or 7? Are you happy with your life? And if you ask people to do this, there are 2 types of people that you would have. People who, again, I will say this over and over again, there are 2 types of people in the face of the earth. You may be black, you may be blue, you may be green. No matter what nationality, what race, what gender, you have 2 kinds of people. One set of people are people who believe that their life is something they can shape, and the other set of people who believe life is something that is given to them. Life is something that happens to them. It's the life they were given. And so they're on the receiving end. So they are victims, constantly being victims. But the other set of people, and the minority of people who believe. And maybe I want to build a minority. It's funny, we grew up in Wellington, and there are 15 other young men that we grew up together. And it was the grace and mercy of God that helped me. But I could go back and see the blood, sweat, and tears I had to go through by tough decisions that I had to make in my life to shape what I've become. So that's why I'm in the minority. Do you want to be in the minority? And sometimes, I owe no apology to anybody for what I've become in life. I hated poverty, and I acted against it. So blank stare, some people believe, no, life is not for you to shape, life is for you to take. And so they don't have a direction for their lives. There's no deliberateness in terms of how they drive their lives. They complain about everything. The people who complain the most are the people who, believe they are victims. And, it's not life they can shape. It's just a life that, everything has to be given to them on a silver platter. If their life is not working, it's not their fault. Somebody else have to be blamed because of, what's happening to them. But the minority of people can actually bring out a report card. 316 days, I can bring out a report card. I was telling a story about, by the work I do, I work around strategy. I work with big companies, big brands in this country, and we work around designing the strategy and executing those strategies. For one of them, there was a 3-year strategy that we're working on. 3-year. And 2025 will be the final leg of that strategy. And you can't believe that for 3 years we've been chasing that strategy. For 3 years. Did I say 3 years? Yes, 3 years we've been chasing that. Because you can create what you want to see. That's what companies do. Companies use their forecast. We want to grow by subscriber base by 40%. We want to grow our revenues by 15%. We want to grow. They have targets. There are so many uncertainties, but companies still plan. And so what I say repeatedly, that if people, individuals, will just borrow 5% of that discipline. I saw a note that was put out over the media the other day that, there's a budget reading on Friday. At the Well of Parliament, the Minister of Finance would read the budget for 2025 for the next year to the nation, the entire nation of Sierra Leone. Budget is planned. A lot of things could happen in between now and even before the beginning of the year that will throw that budget of course. But the government still plans. They plan. And so we have to plan our lives. We also have to plan our life. And so to increase the chances that you're able to achieve this, Peter Drucker says the best way to predict your future is to create it. It's to create the future. And because people don't, most of the people who are complaining now, they are complaining about the same thing they were complaining 12 months ago. There's no change. The same thing they were complaining 12 months ago, because their life just goes round and round and round, and it's not something that they believe it's in their control. So success in life, to finish well, is first of all a mentality. And the mentality says, I am in charge of my life. My life is my responsibility. There's this poem, Mandela continuously read when he was in prison. I'm a master of my soul. I'm the captain of my soul. I'm the master of my fate. I'm the captain of my soul. That's what he kept saying to himself constantly when he was in prison, over 27 years in captivity. He was constantly reeling that out. So success is a mentality. That mentality, first of all, a mentality. It says, I'm in charge of my life. I'm the captain of my soul. I'm the master of my fate. It's not in anybody's hand. The Bible in Judges chapter 12, verse 3 says, when I saw that you wouldn't help me, I took my life in my hands. I took my life in my hands. What a joy. And I said, and listen to me, I keep saying every day, I cannot be victim to anything. I cannot be victim to anybody. I cannot be victim to any system. Why? Because my life is not run by the externalities. My life is run by, my discipline, my plans, and what I shape. Spiritually, I pray. I'm a man of faith. I break down what I want to see being achieved from a spiritual point of view. How many hours I have to spend to prepare myself spiritually, but then practically, from the practical point of view, I spend 4 or 5 hours on average every night. People are in bed and they will sleep and be dreaming they're in Australia. I am cooking my future. I'm creating my future. When I saw you wouldn't help me, I took my life in my hands. You can create. So life is, first of all, a mentality. The mentality says, I'm in charge of my life. My life is not driven by externalities. My life is driven by what happens here, what decisions I make every day. When we come back, I'll give you the practicalities of how you can take any dream you have in your life and make it happen.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.
Join our community today by subscribing to the JB Show on YouTube. Don't forget to like and turn on your notifications so that you never get to miss an update. All it takes is a click.
Long before roads or rails, before signals filled the sky, there was Rokel, the river that connected us all. This basket bought food, paid school fees, it raised children, and carried dreams. It held the economy in palm and straw. It brings power to our homes, food to our markets, and unity to our journey. This is the rhythm of Sierra Leone, from hand to hand, from shore to shore. But now that rhythm has evolved. Now the basket carries more. RCB SIM Cooper, for sending money from any phone. RCB Prepaid, for anyone, no account needed. RCB Cooper Card, your local power. RCB Visa, global reach in your wallet. Just like the river, your money can move freely across towns, borders, and time. From the village to the vault, the banker sees it all. One transaction, one river, move seamlessly. This is more than banking. This is Rokel, Commercial Bank, bank of choice.
Here's how to buy data for another AfriCell number with AfriMoney. Dial *161 *3 *2#. Select the data bundle option you wish to buy. It could be daily, weekly, monthly, or long validity. Choose the data bundle from the options listed. Press 2 to buy for another number. Enter the number. Press 1 to choose your main wallet. Enter your PIN to confirm payment. AfriMoney, quick and easy.
This This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.
So success is, first of all, success in life, and finishing well is, first of all, a mentality. To finish well, you have to start off with knowing, if it's not working, it's me. I've got to fix it. Even when I didn't cause it. Sometimes it's not even your fault. You don't even cause the economy. There's something going wrong in the economy that throws your budget off guard. You didn't cause it, but whose responsibility? It's your responsibility to reposition your business, reposition your life, such that you're not negatively affected by the stuff that is happening out there. And so, it's first of all a mentality, a decision, a choice you make. That is my responsibility. Second, it's a strategy. You have to lay out a strategy for yourself. For everything I want to achieve in my life, and companies everywhere they are, they do 4 things. Number 1, they get clarity on their goals. Clarity on their goals. So companies tell you, we want to increase our revenue by 40%. We want to increase subscriber base by 5, 20, 30%. They lay it out. KPIs, performance indicators, they lay it out. These are 5 objectives for this year. This is how we are going to measure. So there's clarity. They have clarity in terms of what they achieve. So there's 4 step measure. Number 1, goal clarity, what you want to achieve. Number 2, designing an action plan. Number 3, they take action. Number 4, they monitor results. Clarity in terms of goals, designing your action plan, taking action, and monitoring results. You could take anything. You could take anything. Whether we're talking about the government now, the government is giving clarity in terms of what's their goals. What a budget is, it's just the plans that the government have for the next 12 months. How much revenue do we want to raise? Where do we expect to get this revenue? How many is coming from the mining sector? How much of this cash is coming from, imports, what we charge and levy at the water key, what's from immigrations, for passport sales. They put all of that together as their plans. And I can't tell you the number of times where they plan and something happens and throws it off, but they still plan. So once they plan, they have the detailed action plan, the clarity of goal, then they plan. Where are we going to get this? How are we going to get this? They lay it all out, and then they take action. From week 1, they walk through the ministers, they walk through the agencies, they walk through the ministries to be able to make sure they can implement that. And then they follow up constantly. And that's how repeatedly, I could take anything repeatedly. If you do this repeatedly, that's how companies are able to achieve their goals. Once you have clarity, we want to increase our subscriber base by 40%. We want to increase revenue by 30%. Once they do that, the next thing they do is to say, okay, how are we going to achieve this? You break it down. Activities, projects, we're going to do 16 projects. There's going to be these 4 or 5 projects. This project we seek to achieve it. You break them down. And once you do that, there's no way. There's no way. So sometimes that's why people think life is a mystery, but life is not a mystery. I want to think of, couple of just simple, basic examples that I can give you. Somebody wants to get married. And clarity of goal. Yeah. When in the next 12 months. Do you have, you already have the partner, sealed, locked in? Yes, we do. We do have that. There's a whole action plan. Once you have the clarity that this is the date you want to do this, the whole action plan, that's detailed. On Monday, on the first month 1, you say 12-month action plan. Month 1, week 1, this is what must happen. We must go first of all to the parents. It can be documented, down to budget, down to who's the groomsman, down to who's the best man, who's the bridesmaids, and who are they, what's the budget going to be like, what kind of colors we want to be able to have on. All laid out and timing laid out. That's why it's funny stuff. I didn't plan. Can you imagine somebody wake up and say, I didn't even plan to get married. I just saw myself getting married. No, it doesn't happen. It has to happen deliberately. So once you have those plans laid out, you could now wake up every day. And that's what happens. Clarity of goals in 12 months, we have to do this. What's the action plan? What must we do every day? You lay it out in your calendar. You wake up every day and act according to that. Take any plan that you have in your life, apply the same principle. There's no way it's not going to happen. People behave as if life is a mystery. Life is not a mystery. This is the thing. Life is first of all a mentality. It's my responsibility. I'm in charge. Next is a strategy. What's the strategy says? I have to have clear goals. I have to have an action plan. I have to take action on those. I have to review. I have to monitor my results. Am I getting what I expected? Am I getting what I planned to? No, I didn't. You have to change your behavior. Change your behavior, adjust, act again, repeat this over and over and over. I just told you now that we're rolling out a strategy that was a 3-year strategy. And we've been monitoring the 3-year strategy for the last, 24 months, chasing the strategy. There's 12 more months to go, and we're not stopping. Every week we have a meeting being held around implementing the strategy, holding people accountable, taking action, allocating resources. Based on the projects that we said we're going to execute, it's done all the time. And that's how companies can plan and companies can deliver on their results. And I say again, to finish well, it's a mentality and it's a strategy. That's why, 9 chances out of 10 people would plan. Even if they don't get 100% of what they plan, they would get close enough as possible. They could get to the point where they could get 80% of what they plan, 70% of what they plan, but they're deliberate in making sure they can create the life they want to see for the company, and you can do it for yourself as an individual. This is what the life by design is all about. Taking responsibility and having a strategy and working on that strategy and never stop until you see the results. There's no mystery in life.
This is the JB Show, and it's your life by design.